Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird and wonderful world, and welcome to another tier list. Before I begin anything, you all know if I know who my latest subscribers are, I'm going to give you a shout out. And I had a notification of a new one. I didn't get much notifications for all of them, of course, but I got one. So here's Kenyan peoples, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you get everything you want from my channel and more. And welcome to the Moster family. So, as you see, I am not just doing Tool, but I'm doing all of Maynard James Keenan's three special projects, which is Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Puscifer. Now, I included, of course, the EPs because, opiate. You can't not have this tier list without opiate. And so I included the C is for, and I'm not going to finish that sentence. And also Donkey Punch the Night Away. I have included those in there because they are, again, pretty essential to the collection. What I did not include, of course, is any type of remixes or live stuff. So I didn't do the all mix. Okay, it's called all remixed up, which is a conditions of my parole, but a remix of that, and another remix of conditions of my parole called parole violator. So I have two different remixes of conditions of my parole, which is pretty cool, and I need to listen to them a little bit more. I also have V is for volatile, which is a remix of V is for vagina, the first Pussifer album, and then I have a live at Arcosanti, which is pretty much almost note for note the same, a little different, but it is not much different than what they have for Existential Reckoning. So so those are not included in the tier list, of course. So I have 16 of the albums. Now you might think to yourself, well, that's not going to be fair to Tool. Tool is pretty much going to go all in the S tier. Are they now? Maybe, maybe not. You'll have to wait and see. I've been thinking about this one before I do it up because I have to give credit to some of these other albums. I do really love them. And when I consider S tier, I'm pointing the wrong direction. When I consider S tier up there is is basically a 10 out of 10. One of them is going to be a 11 out of 10, but you know which one that is. We'll wait until we get to that. But yeah, the S tier would be a 10 out of 10. A tier would be a 9.5 out of 10. Then B would be, of course, a 9 out of 10. And C would be an 8.5 out of 10. Just to let you know, that's how I'm thinking of the ranking for these. And of course, whatever is in the S tier are almost equal in many ways, except for what's going to be in the first place, of course. So let's just get that one out of the way right away, okay? I'm going to be taking Lateralis and putting that right there because everybody knows, if you watch my channel enough, everybody knows that that is definitely my favorite album of all time, and nothing will beat it. So let's just put that right there. Now, what am I going to put in second place here? What is my second favorite album? Do I want to put it? No, no, no. We're gonna go the normal way. I'm just gonna go in chronological order of what they're ordered here. All right. So Opiate, of course, Opiate being the very first album that I ever heard of Tool and Maynard James Keenan, and I became a fan instantly when I first heard that in either late '92 or early '93, but it was before Undertow came out. So that has to go in S tier, guaranteed. And then with do I like that better than Opiate? Actually, I do. It's just as rocking as Opiate, they kind of, and I tell you, it's by a smidge. It's by a smidge that it's a little bit better. I mean, it's a much bigger album, more songs. I mean, my favorite song on it is 4 Degrees. I mean, I love, of course, Prison Sex, and I love Sober. You can't. Those are strong contenders, of course. I mean, that got the foot in the door, but that made me even more of a fan and solidified them as like. That's when I knew they were the greatest band ever. Is when I heard that for the first time. And then, of course, they went and made. You see a progression here, of course. I have to put that right here because they keep getting better and better. And these weird interludes between the songs, I was like, at first it kind of was just a little bit off-putting, but those songs like 46 and 2, like Push It and Third Eye and the title track of Anima, and starting with Stinkfist, it's like, come on, I knew they were masters, and going into a prog and to like starting. That's the first real prog album they made, and of course, Lateralis solidifying their place in the prog world for sure. But yeah, because of Anima, they, they kept on getting better for me. I love that rock and stuff of the first two albums, but once they started getting into the prog, yeah, that really opened up my mind and opened up everything in my world. Now, now when it comes to 10,000 Days, I will admit I didn't like it as it has some great moments in there, okay? Some great stuff, but it didn't really wow me. Like I was disappointed. I was expecting them to get better and better, like, and doing like another Lateralis. I mean, and there are moments in there but there's things in that album. It goes at the beginning of A tier. Yeah, I know. A tier for 10,000 Days, because there's some moments in there that kind of like when it goes into Lost Keys, Blame Hoffman, that droning guitar at the beginning, kind of like, I didn't really like that. There's the certain part at the end of Wings for Marie and the title track of 10,000 Days that I thought was just I don't know, it just wasn't musically. It didn't capture me musically as strong as these albums did. I thought there was a quite of a major dip in their quality after that. But then you get the Fear Inoculum after 13 years of making us wait, and as much as I love it, I find it just a little bit lackluster compared to those first four. But it gets in front of on the A tier in front of 10,000 Days because it is better. It is better. I mean, Numa and the title track of you know well, Fear Inoculum and what was the last name, Tempest. Those three songs and Descending, and like, yeah, no, it's a stronger album for sure, but still just not quite the caliber of, again, this is a 9.5 out of 10. And these are all 10 out of 10 except for Lateralis, of course, which is an 11 out of 10. Absolutely. Now, okay, yeah, we're gonna get into the a perfect circle. And so where am I going to put Maradona? You know what? It goes right here. Actually goes right here behind these two. I mean, I love it and it's great, but it didn't. You know, there's a I really love the first six songs. And then after that, it kind of dips a little bit. It gets a little bit too melodic and I don't know, but those six first songs are extremely strong. But that's why it still has to go into A. But at the end, because it's still not as strong as these two. Now, 13th, yeah, the 13th step. Believe it or not, I actually really, really love that album, and I am putting it in the S tier because it is definitely my favorite album of A Perfect Circle by far, and that I like it even more than it's more rockin'. It's more rockin' than what Fear Inoculum is, and as heavy as as 10,000 Days is. There's just something about that whole entire album that really kind of goes above and beyond what a Perfect Circle did. So that's why yeah, I know. I'm putting a Perfect Circle in the S tier over a couple of Tool albums. Don't get me wrong. Tool will always be my all-time favorite band, regardless, and it is mainly because of these. But I find these two albums kind of dipped for me, and I was hoping for some of the same old as before, and they just didn't wow me as much. Okay, now when it comes to emotive, believe it or not, that is going to go right here in C tier. I like the songs. I mean, it's all cover songs. Pretty much, except for maybe two songs, original songs, and one is basically kind of a different version of another song that was on that was on a 13 step, which is a much better version of it. So I mean, talking about um uh, what is it called again? To the beats of the war drums. Yeah, counting sheep to the rhythm. Yeah, counting sheep to the rhythm of the war drum. Where on this is called Pets, and it's a much better representation, and it really fills out the album better. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just had a momentary lapse of memory, but I do know these albums. I listen to all of them quite a bit. I love them. Now, when it comes to Eat the Elephant, I do actually like it a little bit better than Emotive, but it goes in the C tier too. There's something about it. It's too soft for me. It lost the edge that either Maldonado and 13 Step had. It's a great album. I mean, so long and thanks for all the fish is one of my favorite songs on the album, but it's lackluster compared to everything else up here. Now we're gonna go into the Puscifer stuff. So V is for vagina. That, believe it or not, yeah, I'm putting it up here. I am putting it right up here in the S tier. I mean, and it's so funny too because the first time I heard it, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all because I was expecting it to be more like a Perfect Circle and and Tool definitely. But then I had to re-listen to it again with a fresh mind and make no comparisons at all to the rest of the albums. I mean, that came before it. I mean, especially with a Perfect Circle and Tool. Then when you take it on its own merit, now I really love it. I really love it, and it has to be in the S tier because yeah, there's nothing I dislike about this album at all. That was probably the biggest grower from not liking to loving that I from any album I have in my entire collection. So that's why that goes in S tier. Then I heard Conditions on My Parole, and yeah, that has to go here because I super love it. I love every song on it. It has a certain flow and feel to it that just I could almost exchange that with I could almost put that there, okay? But it's equal. It's equal to each other. But yeah, I'm putting it here because this came first. This wowed me. I mean, this wowed me too. But yeah, equal. But I'm gonna put 13 steps just slightly higher. Now, when money shot, that will be actually going right here in B tier. I mean, I like it. I like these three albums a little bit better. There's a couple of lulls, that it doesn't wow me as much. I mean, eventually, the more I hear it, it might actually go here. But no, I'm putting that right there for sure. Um, Existential Reckoning. I am putting that actually right here, right here in B tier also, just because I do actually like. I don't know. Do I want to exchange these? Because hmm, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. These three here, though, I mean, especially and the last two EPs, where do I like them? Because they're EPs, but they have such strong. There's a couple of songs I'm not crazy for. I like one of the instrument. I have to go get the albums to take a better. I have to look at the songs, okay? Because I love the Bohemian. Okay, with Donkey Punch the Night Away, I'm actually keeping these in that order here for for Money Shot and Existential Reckoning. I think I do like that better. But where am I gonna put that? Well, let's take care of this one here. This one here is going at the end of B tier because although I love it because it has Polar Bear, it has The Mission, which is Jovovich is doing some singing in there. I loved Mama Said. I loved her. Those are live versions of it, and they don't say live. It says alive. Yeah, they have Mama Said and Vagina Mine. Potions is great, and then the Humbling River is pretty great, but but it's but it's not as strong as these albums for sure. I do like those songs better. But Donkey Punch the Night Away. Now, I was thinking of putting it here oh no, right here in between. Yeah, I was thinking of putting it right there, but I'm changing my mind and I am putting it right here because I do actually like Existential Reckoning a little bit more. I liked track number 5 of Breathe and 6 of Dear Brother, but I'm not crazy for the because yeah, it goes Bohemian Rhapsody, then Breathe, then Dear Brother, then they do Balls to the Walls, which is an Accept song, which is great, and I need that album from Accept. I don't have that yet, but I do need that. But then they have two remixes of uh, of Breathe and Dear Brother, and it's that remix of yeah, I think yeah of Dear Brother that I really like. And then they do another remix of Balls to the Walls that is just not as good. Actually, I'm actually going to now that I think of it, I am going to actually put that at the end here now. I just twice now I changed my mind on that. I had that going to go here, but now that I think of it, yeah, it's going here. It's going here. So I think that's it. That's my ranking of all the Maynard James Keenan stuff. And I wasn't just going to focus on his vocals, although that is a major factor, but I'm also counting in how strong the songs are, how much I enjoy each album on its own. I mean, it's not. It's yes, it's all the Maynard James Keenan stuff, but it's not necessarily all about Maynard James Keenan. You know, I don't. I'm not sure if that makes much sense, but that's how I'm seeing it. So that's where I'm going to judge all of that because I'm taking it. I'm taking all the factors in the consummate into consideration while doing this tier list. All right, that's it. I am just going to let you go. And if you are watching it for the first time, please consider subscribing. And I will greatly appreciate it and love you forever. Leave me comments because I do my best to get to all the comments. And yeah, I do my best to get to all the comments as much as possible. Sometimes I don't know how to respond to some comments, but I try. I try. my yeah, even if it's a negative comment, I'll still try to give you a thumbs up, or like the comment, because we're all entitled to our opinions, and I love hearing other people's opinions, even if it differs from mine. So as long as you're not being mean, I will accept any point of view you want to throw at me. And hit the like button. Just don't be afraid of the like button. And here's my closer, like always. Please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, have a great day, evening, morning, night, or afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.